Hey everybody! So, been a little busy, but this is the final part of this Vegeta Saiyan space pod. And today, what we're going to do is the final touches, which is just going to be to detail it and dirty it up. As I said in the previous videos, I'm going to pretty much do what they're saying here, which is just applying a coat of some heavy wash, letting it set a little bit, and then wiping it down. But first things first, we're going to start with the man himself, Vegeta, just to get some detail in these armor bits, basically. Now what I'm going to use is a few things. I've got the this panel line accent. I got a couple of those. And also I've got this, what is this? Mr. Weathering color. Now in this magazine, in Hobby Japan here, they have like a black weathering one. I don't have that, so I'm going to mix my black panel accent along with one of these dark weathering ones and see if we can get a similar result. Might work, might not. Let's see what happens. So, let's do Vegeta. Okay, so there's Vegeta. I just put the accents on his shoulder pads here, as you can see, and I put a little bit in there just to grime it up a little bit. And then if I had any mistake points like that, which looks a little too dirty, I just took some thinner on a Q-tip here and just running it along until I get it cleaned enough to the point that I like. I mean, his back is going to be in there, so I'm not too worried about that. And I did the bottom in there, and the side ones here, and all his back. I'm not going to bother with up in here or anything, because no one's ever going to see that. He'll just be sitting right there like that. So, now that that's done, let's move on to the ship, shall we? Like I said, I'm going to try to mix these two. We got Mr. Weathering grayish brown, as it says there. And then we've also got the black, the panel line color accent. So I'm going to mix those together in here. I'm not sure how this is going to work, so let's find out. Okay, now that it's mixed, I'm just going to take this wide brush and just go over it pretty gingerly. And I'm just going to make sure I get all the little spots, all the crevices. I don't know how thin this is going to stay once it dries, so I may do 2 coats, or 1 might be enough. But the main part is I just want to make sure I get inside all those little points in there. And it's going to look terrible right now, but I think after we wipe it down, it's going to be okay. Okay, so I've painted it, and I've just tried to make sure I get into all these little notches that it has to get those nice and black. So I'm going to let this dry, I don't know, about 10 minutes or something like that, and then try wiping it down. So that's been about 10 minutes. Taking a little, just a tissue here, if I rub, it does seem to come off. I was going to maybe use some thinner, but I think I might not have to. So I'm going to try just rubbing this down, and then if stuff is too messy looking, we can use some thinner to clean it up more. So let's try that, shall we? And one more thing, I'm going to go in sort of a circular pattern, so I'm actually going to go around like this for the whole thing. If it's just random streaks everywhere, it might look pretty bad, so I'm going to try just to follow the shape of this, considering this is the front point, and around like that. So as you can see, we've got some streaking going on, and these little notches are nicely filled in. There's still some kind of blotchy spots. I'm going to clean those up a bit more, like down here, for example. But it gives it a nicer texture, for sure. As for the bottom, I'm not too worried about the bottom just because you're not going to see it, and I do think the bottom should be dirtier because that's where it lands in the dirt when Vegeta lands. Now, just looking at the pictures from the anime and the manga there does seem to be some pretty dark detailing on these parts and in here. So I might go in just with the wash here, or the panel line accent here, and try to get some details. I don't know if this is going to make it really messy or not, so it's all an experiment, so let's try it out. I did a little bit of detailing in there. It probably isn't going to show up, but I didn't want to do too much. So, now both in the comic and the cartoon, there's some little like scrapes and cuts, so I think I'm going to take an X-Acto knife and I'm just going to start adding a few little marks here and there and try to have them match the manga style if I can. So I did these little scrapes and applied a bit of the weathering on top of it. And once that dries, I'm just going to rub it off a bit and hopefully it sets in the holes. But these are the spots where I did it. Okay, that part's done. I like that. I think that looks a lot like the manga. It almost looks like a drawing with that style. I mean, I guess you could do more and more, but I don't want to do too much and regret it, you know? I think less is more in some cases, but that's pretty nice. I've also got these weathering kits. These are Tamiya Weathering Master. So, let's see, we've got like sand and mud. This is more like burnt stuff and rust, snow and soot and rust, and then this is kind of desert colors. So I was thinking of maybe taking some of the desert colors and the sand colors and just putting them somewhere near the bottom. I don't want this to get too realistic though, because that's not really the Dragon Ball style, but maybe I'll do a little bit and then just see how it works. Oh, and in case you haven't seen these, they basically just apply like a, I don't know, a mascara? Not a mascara. I don't know, an eyeshadow or something? Yeah, it's like a makeup eyeshadow. So you just take a little, you know, Q-tip style thing and you put some on and then rub it on and rub it off. And it works pretty well actually, they're really good. Okay, so I don't know how well this is going to show up with the lights and stuff, but maybe you can see there's some streaking now from all of these little notches. I've just had it streaking out because I figure it's flying through space this way, so all these little things will be streaking back just to give it that kind of effect. It's really dirty on the bottom, but that doesn't matter because it's going to be sitting there like that, and this is the area that landed in the dirt the most, so that's a little messy, but I think, you know, when you're looking at it like that, it looks alright. But I think for coloring it, that's about it. I can't really think of anything else to do. I mean, it's such a simple thing that it doesn't really need too much detailing, right? It's a fairly simple, clean design. And I like these scrapes, but I don't want to overdo it, like I said, so I think I'm going to stop it right about there. Alright, so that's it. The Saiyan Space Pod is finished, so I just thought we'd take one quick look at it with better lighting. So there's Vegeta, little detailing on the shoulders and the little crotch piece and his back area, just to make stuff pop a bit. And then the pod itself, all dirtied up, it's got those little scrapes, the dirt streaks, and so on and so forth. Of course, if you prefer yours to be a little cleaner, you know, forego that extra dirty color and don't put the scrapes. But it's a nice little wash to make it look good. And just for comparison's sake, this is kind of the thing I was going for. So, let's crack it open. Throw Vegeta in there, shall we? Watch your hair, buddy. And that's it. So, if you didn't get to see the other videos of me building it and unboxing it, I will put those at the end of this video and in the description if you want to watch them. Otherwise, any questions, I guess, just leave them in a comment below. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.